Welcome back to Angel's Fit Pilates. We are going to start with a warm-up today in a seated position with our arms extended in front. You're going to bend one elbow as you rotate, come back to center, bend the other elbow, come back to center, and we're going to repeat that. So drive the elbow back and twist and return. And bring the other back and return. So with the breath, we want to inhale as we come back and then exhale as we rotate. So we'll be warming up the arms like this first and then add the ankle weights and continue arm exercises here. Go ahead, return to center, rotate and reach. 2 more. And last one. Good, come back to center. Now we're gonna bend the elbows coming up. Your forearms are in front of your face. We're gonna open out to the side, come back in front, and we'll repeat that for 10. So open out to the side, bring the arms back in front, and repeat. So as we're doing that, we're trying to feel that openness through the chest. The shoulders are working here to keep you lifted, and then the back of the shoulder is what is helping bring those arms to the side. The big thing here too is trying to keep the elbows at the same height as the shoulders and not letting them drop as we get tired, especially as we add the weights. Good, now we're gonna reach the arms up, draw them down. So really feel like you're driving that elbow down. And for this one, we want to bring the elbows lower than the shoulders. So really feel like you're drawing those arms down. This is working into the lats where we feel like we're trying to pull down and then bring those arms back up. This is great shoulder work too, because as we extend those arms, that's where we get that shoulder work. So when we add those ankle weights, you're gonna feel it even more. And then if you wanted, you could also add a set of dumbbells holding in the hands. Great, now we're gonna extend the arms in front. You're gonna tuck your tailbone, roll down. We've got some ab engagement here. And now we're gonna draw the arms behind. And we'll do that for 10. So drawing those arms back and coming back in front. So this is really working the back of the shoulders into the upper back. We're feeling like we're rowing those arms back and then returning. Now, if this is too uncomfortable with this position of holding with the abs, you can definitely just do this sitting upright. Good, we've got 4 more. And 3, 2, and last one. 1. Good, okay, sit up. All right, now you can grab your ankle weights. If you don't have those, you could use a set of dumbbells, or you can just repeat this without any weights. So we'll start by putting the ankle weights on our wrists. We're gonna do some arm work and then go into ab work and then the leg work. So start with those arms extended again. You're going to draw one elbow back, come back in front. Repeat that on the other side. We'll do 5 on each side. Now, what you'll feel with most of these exercises is when you add that weight, that's really a lot of work on the shoulders because now we have weight pulling down and we're trying to keep those shoulders up and lifted. So you'll really feel it as we go through these exercises. Okay, arm comes back in front. Now we're gonna bend those elbows so that the forearm is in front of the face. We're gonna open out to the side and come back in front and repeat. So opening out and back in front. So the big thing here, trying to feel like we're pulling from the back of the shoulder through the upper back, trying to keep those elbows at the same height as the shoulder the whole time and not letting them sink as we get tired. Okay, we got 2 more, 2 and 1. Now we're gonna keep those lifted. So come back and then we're gonna lift up, come back down, up and down. So feeling like you're painting a wall here. Remember, we're trying to drive those elbows down lower than the shoulders, feeling that through the lats, reaching up and lowering down. This is where I really start to feel it in my shoulders. Another thing to be mindful of is trying to keep your abs engaged here so that you don't extend through the spine and kind of open up in the chest. All right, we can stretch those arms out. Much needed little stretch here through the shoulders. You can bring those arms down. Now bringing the arms back in front, we're gonna combine those two. So we're gonna open out to the side, lift up and lower and return. And again, up, lower, return in front. And then same thing here, we want to keep those abs engaged to prevent extending through the spine. So not arching the back as we lift those arms up. You're doing great. We got 5 left. And 4, reach up, drive those elbows down. With the breath, as we open up, we want to exhale. As we reach up, inhale, lower. And last one here. Okay, we can stretch those arms out. You're going to reach your arms in front. Now tuck that tailbone, roll back and hold. Draw those arms towards you. Now, if we did this with the straps on the reformer, you'd really feel it through the upper back. But because we don't have that resistance pulling and we just have the ankle weights on our arms, we're really just gonna be feeling this through the shoulders just to try to keep those arms up. But as you pull back, do feel like you are using those upper back muscles to drive those elbows back, and that will help you feel like you're getting more engagement through the upper back. Okay, now we're gonna work into the back by lying on the ground, and you are gonna have your legs extended. You can turn them out, point those toes, and then the arms are gonna be out to the side, almost as if you're having them in a W. Your face is gonna hover over. We're gonna press through those arms to come up, lower back down, and we'll do that for 10. So pressing up and lower back down. So this is a nice little extension through the spine, where we have to use those upper back muscles and mid back muscles to lift up and lower. Now, if you feel this a lot in the low back, you can try to draw your abs in before you flex up. This will help you not be able to extend up as much. Another thing that can help is putting something underneath your hip bones. So if you have like a small pillow or a foam pad, that will change the angle of your pelvis, and that is typically more comfortable for people if they feel that low back pain. So something to try for another time. Good, we've got 2 more. So coming back down, just hovering. Last one, we'll do a nice little stretch through the back after this. So now we're gonna press up. Now you can sit back into a shell stretch. So I'm trying to draw the abs in here, feeling that nice round curve in the spine. You can open up your knees so that you can really sit in there and just feel that nice stretch. Okay, so from here, let's sit up. I've got 2 more arm exercises for you. So we're gonna come into a kneeling position. You could also sit for these if that's more comfortable. Start with the palms up. We're going to extend the arms up, coming out to the side, back in front, then the elbows back down. Try that again, up, out to the side, back in front, and lower down. We're gonna repeat that for 10. So extending the arms up, open out to the side, back in front, and down. So we wanna be keeping the abs in here to help keep us stable, not feel like we're rocking too much as those arms come out to the side and back in front. Working in a kneeling position does work your abs more than when you're sitting. So this is a weight on the reformer that we can add challenge. And if you want to stand up for this, you could also do that as well. Now with the arms, as you get tired, they might want to go a little lower than the shoulders, but really try to make an effort to keep them the same height the whole time that we do this. All right, we got 1 left. Bring them back down. From here, we are gonna do a bicep curl. So we're just gonna be bending the elbows, draw them back down, and we're gonna repeat that for 10. So to get the most out of the movement here, really feel that squeeze at the top of the movement. That's when those biceps are really contracted. And then we wanna lower all the way down to feel that length through the muscle. And now remember, for any of these, you can add dumbbells if you wanna make it more challenging. And I do like this kneeling position because for me, I feel it in my hamstrings. As they get tired, you want to kind of sit back into it, but you then have to use those glutes to keep that hip joint open instead of sitting back. Okay, we've got 1 more. Bring those arms back down. Now we are going to switch those ankle weights to our feet. Now, if you don't have the ankle weights, that's no big deal. Any of these exercises you will be able to perform without them. We are going to be working in a quadruped position for our ab work. So that's going to be isometric ab work where we're just trying to stay up and lifted doing a few different options here. Okay, so we're gonna get onto our hands and knees. So your hands are gonna be underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, and then the feet are with the toes curled under. The first exercise, we're just gonna lift up, hold, and lower down, and we're gonna repeat that for 10. So lifting up and coming back down. So really try to keep the abs engaged here, trying to draw them up and lower down. This will help you not feel like you're arching through that low back, especially as we get tired. Now, it's okay if you don't bring those knees up as much as I do here. Even just trying to slightly lift them up, using all those muscles, that's going to help you gain the strength to be able to do this and do longer holds as you progress. Okay, we've got 2 more from here. So 2, and last one. Okay, now for another challenge, leveling up here. You can either do that same thing that we just did, or you can lift up, and then we're gonna pick up the right foot, place it back down, left foot, place it back down, and then bring those knees back down, and we're gonna repeat that. So your choice. So we'll repeat it for 5. In, lower down, lift back up, lift, place down, lift, place down, come back down. A lot of work through the shoulders, through the quads too. This is really a good full body exercise. Good, we've got 2 more after this. So lifting back up, lift and lift, come back down. And last one, lifting up, lift and lift. Place the knees back down. You can sit back, stretch those arms out. Okay, so let's go back into that position. I'm going to show you 2 variations here for the next exercise. You can extend the leg out, or you can have the knees off and extend the leg out. So your choice of whichever one you'd like to do. You could also start knees off and then go down as you need to. So extend that foot and bring it back. So each time we're trying to tap and then bring it back so that knee is underneath that hip. Now the challenge here is for those abs to keep you level so that the low back is not sinking on the side of the leg that's moving. All right, we got 1 more. Bring those knees down. Now we're gonna go on to the other side. So lift back up, tap, and come back. And 2, 3. So much work here through the abs, through the shoulders, through the quads, right? A lot of work. Love this position. Okay, we got 3 more. And 2. Last one. Good. Bring those knees down and stretch those arms out. Okay, we're going to come back out into that position. Now this time we're going to extend the leg up into the air. So you can either keep those knees down as you extend one leg out up to the same height as the glutes, come back down, or you can have the knees off, extending out and coming back down. So your choice. I'm going to do it with the knees off. So make sure we draw the abs in here and then extend back, come back, 2 and 3. So I'm really trying to squeeze those glutes as that leg is fully back and pointing the toe. Good for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Let's plant that foot and come back down. Let's stretch the arms out in between. I know that is a lot on the shoulders as we lift one of those legs up. So we'll do a little stretch here and then come back to that position and we'll go to the other side. So lifting up if you like, and then extend back. So if you notice, I kind of sit back into it so that my knees are right underneath my glutes. Otherwise, I feel like I push forward too much and I feel a lot in my shoulders. As you fatigue, if you feel this through the low back, think about tucking that tailbone under, and that will help change the angle of your pelvis and should feel more comfortable. All right, we can come back down and stretch those arms out, and we will move on to leg work. Okay, so let's come up to the wall. We're gonna have our legs hip distance apart. Feet are flat on the wall. We want those hips to be right underneath the knees. So get into a comfortable position here. We're gonna roll through imprint, come up onto the shoulder blades, and come back down. And let's repeat that. So rolling up, making sure we're not coming up onto the neck, and roll back down. And again, lifting up and down. We're gonna do this 2 more times. So rolling back up, pressing through those feet, and down, and then last one. Rolling up. Now stay lifted here. We're gonna lift one foot up and then the other foot up. So we're gonna be marching. If it's too hard to stay up, you can keep your feet down on the ground for this. So lift and lift. The whole point here is just trying to keep those hips level as you change the legs. Okay, we have 5 more. 5 and 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good, plant that foot down. Now try to stay lifted here. Let's drop the hips, come back up, down and lift. So we don't have to come down all the way, just coming down slightly and then really squeezing those glutes to lift all the way up. Now, if you have a hard time not sliding back, think more about being lifted, just coming straight up, and less about pressing into the wall. All right, we got 2 more. 2 and 1. Okay, come down. You can bring those feet in and then just stretch that out, rock side to side. Okay, from here, we're gonna put our feet back onto the wall. We're gonna do some single leg. So get into your right position here. Hips are underneath the knees, legs hip distance apart. Let's roll up. We're gonna take one leg off. You're gonna place it in tabletop. You're gonna extend, back to tabletop, lift, back to tabletop. We'll do 5 on each side. So extend and lift. Remember, for any of these, you can always do this on the ground as well, and you'll still get that work into the glutes and into the abs for stabilization. Okay, we have 1 more. So reach and reach. Okay, let's plant that foot and we're gonna go to the other side. So start in tabletop, extend, reach up to the ceiling. So back and forth like this, trying to stay lifted and level, especially on the side that is moving. That's the side that is gonna wanna drop as we get tired. Okay, last one, plant that foot down. Let's come down and rock that out. So bring those knees in, rocking back and forth. And then we're gonna move on to another single leg exercise. We are almost done. You're doing so good. So extend that leg and we're gonna do small circles. So we'll go 5 one way, 5 the other way. So let's go. So small circles. As you progress, you could make them bigger. You can make them as big as you want as long as you stay lifted and level here. Okay, other way for 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Plant that foot. We'll just go right to the other side. So circling around, really trying to feel length through that foot that's moving. And let's go to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Plant that foot. Come down. We just have 1 more exercise with single leg here, and then we'll just do a quick stretch after that. So let's come back. You can shift forward if you need to, if you were sliding away. Let's lift back up, put 1 leg in tabletop. Now we're gonna drop those hips and come back up. We'll do that for 10. Then we'll do 10 pulses after that. So drop the hips and lift. 2 and 3. Remember, we don't have to come down all the way, just coming down so that that hip joint is flexed and then extended as we lift up. Good, for 3, 2, and 1. Now pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's plant that foot and go to the other side. So now dropping the hips, lift back up. So now we're doing that full range, and then we're gonna go back to the 10 pulses on the side. Good, we got 5 and 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay, now from here we're gonna pulse. So pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, plant that foot. Come down, stretch that out. So really just feel that nice stretch through the low back here as we rock back and forth. From here, we're gonna sit up. We'll do a side stretch. So you can have your feet underneath you, or you can just stay seated if that's uncomfortable. We're gonna come to the side. So bring one arm overhead as we stretch to the side and hold. Taking a few breaths here. We're gonna sweep that arm around and go to the other side. So holding now on the other side, really feel like you're side bending and not rotating through the spine here. We're gonna sweep around again, go to the other side, stretch and hold. And then bringing that arm back again. One more sweep to the side, holding here. Now bring that arm up, stretch through the chest here. So opening that chest, extending through the spine. Bring the arms back in front for one more shell stretch. Feeling that nice round curve in the spine. All right, you can lift back up. You are all set. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you again.